Hey, this is Michael Jernigan with the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, a part of the Press Play Podcast Network. I am joined by my tag team partner, I messed up last week. Let me get this right. The Icon, Jan Patterson. What's happening?
What's happening, Jern? By God, you better get that right.
I got it.
The Icon. Before we get into this, I got one question because we know we got a lot of followers up in the Ohio area where Press Play Podcast. Have you guys came down to earth yet with your Cleveland Browns? My man Rex Ryan said your quarterback was overrated.
He ain't lying.
And I just want to know, have y'all come back down to earth in Panther country?
I told y'all last week, Baker's overrated. Rex Ryan, an NFL genius, former NFL head coach, multiple team head coach.
Yeah, that tells you a lot about his credibility right there.
He agrees.
Multiple team head coach. That means he's failed quite a bit.
He agrees with me, by the way. So, listen, football, Panthers won this week. What you want me to say, bro?
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey, baby.
Yeah, so we're not here to talk about football. We're here today to talk about the great sport of professional wrestling.
A man's sport.
And I believe there's no better time to be a wrestling fan than today.
Whoa. Are you serious?
I'm serious. Well, possibly. I said baby. Listen, I agree wrestling in the 80s and 90s is better than wrestling today. No question.
The entertainment value is better now.
But there's so much wrestling going on today. That was my point.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not into this Wednesday night wars that everybody's trying to
I am.
No, I want both of them to succeed.
No, I do too.
That's what I mean. I don't want one to try to put the other one out.
No, I agree.
I want all the wrestling I can get.
Yes, I want all the good wrestling we can get.
Yes, absolutely.
And we all know competition, hopefully, should only make both teams better, hopefully make ROH better. Impact now on Access TV, bought Access TV. They are now got a bigger platform.
They need to buy some talent. Man,
they got some talent.
It's struggling,
They
brother.
got Tessa Blanchard, my friend.
That's it.
Well,
then Moose. Moose is fighting Shamrock.
Listen,
now Moose is good.
I saw Moose live. He was good.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, that is it. I mean, you might as well go down to the Thomasville Armory and see Rick Link, the Beastmaster, and Manny Fernandez go at it again.
I worked out beside Rick Link at the YMCA years ago. He was in there doing the old tricep extension deal, and I talked to him. We talked a little wrestling, and I think he shooed me away or something.
He may have.
But here's what we got today. We're going to run through Raw Monday night, SmackDown Tuesday night, NXT Wednesday night. Then we are going to look ahead to next week, next Wednesday night, NXT Wednesday and AEW Wednesday Dynamite coming live next Wednesday. And then, of course, the new live SmackDown on Fox next Friday night. So
before we get there, let me just ask you this, because
go ahead.
We got a part. What do you think about the name Dynamite for AEW show?
It's a play on words. You don't get it?
What is it?
What network are they on?
They're on, what are they on? TNT.
Yeah, Dynamite, TNT.
I don't like that.
It's a play on words, bro.
Well, it may be, but it don't roll with me.
I mean, it doesn't sound as cool as Nitro, as Raw.
Right.
Maybe SmackDown.
Even Thunder was better.
I don't know about that. But, no, I'm cool with it. They're on TNT. They're at Dynamite. I'm cool with it.
They got Jericho. They should have called it the Bubbly.
The Bubbly.
Yeah.
Wednesday Night Bubbly.
Yeah, a little Wednesday Night Bubbly.
Wednesday Night Bubbly.
Jericho, when you listen to this, remember what we said. It ought to be Wednesday Night Bubbly.
Bubbly. Before we start on Monday Night Raw, I got some information this week. It was on WWFOldSchool.com. They got but they got some of the top stars. Got evidence of their contract.
Wow.
They basically got how much they're paying. I'm going to read these off to you. I haven't read them off to you before.
No, I'm totally clueless.
So I'm going to read off a couple names to you, and I want to get your reaction.
Do you want me to guess or just my reaction?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Well, I'll just read the first one. Okay, I'll just read you the contract, and you try to guess who it is. All right, okay? This person re-signed a 12-month licensing and image rights contract for $500,000 plus $100,000 per appearance plus $500,000 per pay-per-view and a $1.5 million payday for doing the Saudi Arabia show.
Brock Lesnar.
The beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, baby.
So
he deserves that.
I ain't hating on Brock. So
No.
every time you see Brock on Monday Night Raw, he's getting $100,000.
Yeah.
Every time you see him on pay-per-view, he's getting $500,000. And when he does those Saudi
Crazy.
shows, he's getting $1.5 million.
Crazy.
Unbelievable, right?
Crazy money.
All right, this next
For
person.
30-second matches.
Yep. When he'll probably take care of Kofi in about a minute and a half next Friday,
Yeah.
and get $100,000 for
But
that.
I hope to God that in the commercial break or we'll miss the whole match.
All right, we'll do one more and let you guess.
All right.
All right, this person signed a 5-year deal, or re-signed for a 5-year deal for $1.5 million per year.
Oh, wow.
Side note: this person's making per year what Brock makes on one Saudi Arabia show.
That's crazy.
Just
right there.
say it.
Crazy.
Just say it. However, this 1.5 doubled his last deal. That 1.5 million is for 150 dates in 1 year, 100 dates in year 2, and it goes down thereafter. It expires in 2024.
The phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
My favorite wrestler today, AJ.
Man, I'm 2 for 2,
Styles.
baby.
We may just keep
2
going
for
here.
2.
So AJ doubled his salary. It was $750,000. Now it's up to 1.5 mil for 150
Look,
work
the
days.
merchandise he sells for them, he's worth every penny.
My man is working 150 days
Yeah.
and making 1.5 mil.
Man.
Not a bad job.
No, it's
Not a
really
bad-
not.
All right, this next person re-signed for a 4-year deal, guaranteed $1.2 million plus bonuses. That's all the information we got.
Roman Reigns.
Nope.
Man.
I bet Roman gets more than that. Braun Strowman,
That's not bad.
1.2 for Braun.
Not bad.
Daniel Bryan re-signed 3 years for $1 million for 120 dates.
Man.
Yep.
Man, we in the wrong business, brother.
Oh, we definitely in the wrong business.
We in the wrong business.
Becky Lynch,
Let's hear it.
the man, Becky Lynch. She renegotiated her deal, got a 5-year deal signed in July of last year, 2018. She went from $500,000 per year to $1 million per year.
I bet if she renegotiated now, she could get more.
You think so?
I think so, man. She's
I
hot.
don't know, she was hot in 2018.
She's hot right now.
That deal, $1 million a year, is equal to Charlotte's deal that was given to her in 2016 and Ronda Rousey's deal that was given to her in January of 2018. However, Ronda's $1 million deal was for 50 appearances.
Crazy, ain't it? Crazy.
I worked 50 days this year,
Man.
got paid $1 million.
You work 4 days a month, basically.
Dolph Ziggler re-signed 1 year for $900,000,
Not bad.
and he gets $500,000 for a Saudi show.
Not bad at all.
Shinsuke, my man, re-signed 3 years for a salary of $750,000 per year.
That's really shocking because, I don't think they gave Shinsuke his due. So that's
I
shocking
agree.
that he did resign.
The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, re-signed for 5 years, $750,000 per year.
Does that count bail money?
Well, they're gonna have to. They'll probably use some for lawyer fees,
Oh,
court
absolutely.
fees, that kind of stuff.
I mean, there you go.
Now I wonder if that $750 is that $750 a piece, $750 total.
I would think so.
Probably $750 a piece.
Yeah.
Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, the club, the OC, the Good Brothers, they re-signed for 5 years for $700,000.
They can thank AJ Styles for that.
Yep. AJ hooked them up with that, no question.
Yeah.
So there's a little inside peek at what these boys and girls are making.
Yeah.
They're getting paid.
They're getting paid top dollar
Well,
to
listen.
entertain.
Fox gave WWE big money to get them to come over to Fox this fall. The Saudis give them big money to do a couple shows per year in Saudi Arabia. So Vince has got the money, man. Might as well spend that junk.
Did you ever think back in the day that TV stations would be fighting for the rights of pro wrestling?
Probably not. I mean, listen, we like in our wrestling heyday, or my wrestling heyday. Yours is a generation before mine.
Yeah, way before
My
you.
wrestling heyday was Stone Cold, right?
Right.
Like in the late '90s, early 2000s.
When it was getting big.
Like wrestling was big. Every kid, every male in my high school had a Stone Cold Austin 316
yeah,
shirt. I had one. Everybody had one.
You either had that or he had NWO.
Yes.
You know, it was big.
And so it was big. But I don't know if, like, I could ever thought, like, a network like Fox.
Or a sports network. Forget a network, a sports network.
Yeah, I don't know if I would ever believe that, like, SportsCenter would be broadcasting live from WrestleMania,
Right.
from SummerSlam. I didn't think they would show highlights of the big shows. I remember hearing years ago, remember D'Lo Brown?
Yeah.
I remember hearing him talk about years ago of him saying one day wrestling will be covered like the NBA and
and
stuff.
it is.
And so it's got there. So
Big,
big, yeah. Listen, you can get the check, man. Go get it. You ain't killing nobody. Ain't stealing nothing.
Do your thing.
Cash the check, my man.
Yes, sir.
Cash it. So we got a big week in wrestling this week, leading up to probably a bigger week next week. We got a lot going on Monday Night Raw next week. Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan has already been advertised for next week.
Woo!
I think that's a sign that the Fiend's going to put one of those boys down.
Let me go and tell you.
I think it's going to happen.
Let me go and tell you. It'll be Flair.
Yeah, I don't see Hogan going down
No,
to
Flair
the Mandible
always
Claw.
does what's best for the company,
I
does
agree.
best for the business.
I agree.
So, but I will be mad.
Yeah,
will
I'll
say
be
that.
upset. Now you like the Fiend. You're a Fiend man.
I do like the
yeah.
Fiend. But there's some
That's-
legends
that's
you
Ric Flair.
can't touch.
He's untouchable.
I mean, that dude almost died twice.
Twice.
If he puts the Mandible Claw in him, it could be over.
He may go down for
He
good.
will severely have a heart attack in the ring.
A couple of weeks ago, we talked about Stone Cold coming back and him being a bigger superstar than anybody on TV today. And he come back at that Madison Square Garden show. The Undertaker come back Tuesday night at Madison Square Garden,
Right.
gave Sami Zayn the choke slam. I said that week, these boys have got to come back and do something to help a younger wrestler.
Right.
You always see Flair. I wouldn't say always. Most of the time, when Flair needs to do something, he'll do it.
Right.
Think back to, this isn't a younger wrestler, but it was a storyline. Think back to Batista in WrestleMania, him and Triple H. How'd all that get started?
Through Flair.
It was Flair's 70th birthday party.
Batista.
They did this big deal.
They were waiting in the ring.
Drug him out of the locker room, drug Flair out of the locker room, and that kick-started Batista's retirement match.
Right.
So I expect to see the Fiend have some role with Flair and Hogan coming
that's
up
a great
this
call.
Monday night.
That's a great call.
This past Monday, we had 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. I'm going to be honest, there ain't much to talk about in this Monday Night Raw.
No, not a big build-up going to next week.
But I got a couple things. Number one, Seth opened the show. I'm about tired of promos opening the show. We've done that for like 20 years
Yeah.
now. Let's do something different. Something different, that's all.
Start
Anyway,
with a match.
Seth's the same old stuff. He's going to conquer and prevail. He's going to fight and prevail, I think is what he said.
Man, he's been the King Slayer, the Beast Slayer, the Monster Slayer.
And I like Seth. Seth's done good.
I mean, it's just slow down,
Now,
man.
I don't know what he's going to call himself now if he beats.
No, he's not gonna
if he
win.
beats Bray. You never know.
He's not going to win.
So he come out to open the show. Braun come out. They got into it. They said we're going to have a match later, and of course that was the main event match to come up later in the show. Then we had an interview with Becky. I love Becky's interviews. First of all, I love hearing Becky talk. I like her Irish accent.
She's got it.
I like it. She's talking junk about Sasha, and so they're getting ready for their Hell in a Cell match in 2 weeks at Hell in a Cell.
Here's the thing.
Yep.
Becky, although is she engaged to Seth Rollins? Or they
Yeah,
dating
they're
her?
engaged.
She gives a better promo than Seth. I don't believe
I agree.
anything Seth is selling.
I agree.
Yeah, Seth Rollins can't sell nothing to me. He is so cheesy, so corny. And that's where WWE has got to stop scripting everything so much. Man, give these guys, hey, this is where we're going. However you get there, I don't care.
Well, that may be what they did. Maybe that's just him.
Man, well, if it is, get rid of the belt off that guy right now and put him in a dark match somewhere.
And after that, we had the AOP with their second sit-down interview. What do you think about these AOP interviews?
I don't like them.
Oh, I love them.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's got the Aleister Black feel to it.
A little bit.
All right. What's Aleister Black done with that?
Well, nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
Yeah.
All right. And so, I mean, to me, AOP, don't give me an interview. You just come in and destroy somebody.
No, I can disagree. However, in the middle of this interview, what'd they do? They got up, walked out in the hallway. It looked like they found Jinder and, what's my man's name? The redheaded guy's got kids.
Oh yeah.
What's his name?
I got kids. I can't think of
I
it.
can't remember either.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway, they slapped them fools around,
Right.
and then went back and sat down and finished their interview. I liked it.
I'd rather them go down to the ring and just destroy somebody.
Yeah, I'd rather them just come out of the back.
That's just me. Heath Slater, the redheaded
Heath
guy.
Slater, yes, good call. I got kids.
Yeah, but to me, that's me. I'm a faction guy. I've talked about it all the time.
Yep.
And so when they brought him out, the very first episode on Raw, remember what they did?
Like when they first got called up?
Yeah, they first got called up. Their first Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, they come down and threw down somebody.
But who was with them?
Paul Ellering, yes.
And they got rid of Paul Ellering right there in the very first episode.
Yep.
I didn't like that because I like a good manager too.
I like
because
a good manager,
he's the voice of this group, kind of like with Paul Heyman and Brock. Brock ain't got to say nothing. And so you bring that guy down, you destroy somebody, you let him on the mic, and you roll and get out of there. That's the way. To me, that's the way the AOP are, because they're huge.
Oh yeah,
they're big boys,
and they're good. In NXT, they were great. They were tag team champions for a long period of time. I don't know what their win-loss record was, but anyway, they ran through a lot of different teams. They were good in NXT. They just need to get in the ring and do something, right?
Right, exactly.
Same way with Aleister Black, like you mentioned, he did all these sit-down interviews. Had one match with Sami Zayn. And we haven't seen the Joker since.
I think one was Cesaro, and he's vanished.
Yes. So, then we had a number one contenders match for your boy Seth Rollins' Universal Championship. If you would have told me these 5 people in this match, I didn't write it down. I'm trying to remember the 5. AJ, Mysterio, Bobby Roode, Ricochet, and who was number 5?
Samoa Joe. Is he in there?
I don't think so. I can't remember. Anyway, if you would have told me 2 things would have happened. 1, Bobby Roode would have been the second to last one there in the elimination match. And 2, Rey Mysterio would have won. I'd have called you crazy. Shinsuke, my main man. Shinsuke, yes.
Look, I get it. Paul Heyman is a rude guy. That's the
word.
Seen all these interviews but the thing is, you've got AJ Styles in this match.
Yep.
You've got Shinsuke in this match.
Yep.
Imagine what you could have had if those are the last 2 guys standing. Because, man, they have – and I know they've had their battles.
Yep.
And AJ has beat him countless times.
Yep.
But the one time that Shinsuke could pull off the win to go after – and we know he's not going to win the Universal title because we know the Fiend is next in line. But just for that storyline, to me, makes better sense than Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio may be one of the worst world heavyweight champions of all time.
Would he be in your Diesel category? You mentioned Diesel last week.
Absolutely. Toot. He's up there.
What was that?
That's a diesel truck coming through. Sounded like a little candy corn train.
Oh, Lord. That's a diesel truck?
Rey Mysterio.
Sounds like a tugboat. Remember old tugboat?
Yes.
Yes.
Natural disasters.
Yeah.
Before that. But, yeah, Rey Mysterio, I don't get it. The only reason why I think they're pushing Rey Mysterio, a little behind-the-scenes stuff, is because Cody Rhodes said, if I could steal Rey Mysterio from WWE, I'm going to steal him.
Okay.
And he tweeted that.
Okay.
And ever since then, we've had this Mysterio push.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that's why, but it's a great coincidence.
Listen, I wouldn't put anything a little petty like that by Vince McMahon.
Oh, absolutely not.
At all. But here with AJ and Shinsuke, they both got belts. Shinsuke is the Intercontinental Champion. AJ is the U.S. Champion. I don't think they need to be a number one contender. Here's what I think they're doing with Mysterio. They're playing out something with his son. His son, Dominic's got to be – he's going to be involved somehow.
He's going to turn on Rey somewhere.
He can't turn on his daddy.
Yeah, he is.
He can't turn – listen, Dustin never turned on Dusty.
Are you sure about this?
Yes.
Not even in WCW. I'm pretty sure it happened.
No.
You probably weren't born then, but yeah.
No,
I
was born. I seen it all. No, it never happened.
He said, I've seen it all.
Now, Dusty ended up going with NWO.
Yeah.
Dustin didn't have anything to do with that.
So
he never turned, like, just straight up turned his back on his dad. You can't turn your back on your daddy.
I think his daddy turned his back on him when he went gold dust.
Well, no. Well, listen.
Well, you can't blame him for that either.
He may have turned his back on the whole male sex. I don't know. Anyway. So you got Rey Mysterio as the number one contender. Then you had Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman come out, had a nice little match, and then of course they were interrupted by the Fiend when he come out. And if you notice, this is the second week in a row that the Fiend has simultaneously put down Kane and Braun Strowman while Seth Rollins was being a coward over hiding
in the corner.
In the corner, yes.
Like a little punk. But let's point out something that a lot of people have missed, right?
Uh-huh.
Back in the day, the Shield kind of ran WWE, right?
Right.
They were the hot ticket.
2013, 14,
They're the hot ticket.
Yeah.
Who is the hot ticket now in WWE?
Bray Wyatt.
The Wyatt family.
No, not
the
Wyatt family.
You got Bray, you got Braun, you got Luke.
They ain't got nothing to do with each other.
But I'm saying
the Wyatt family.
they're the top draw or in the top matches.
Hold up.
Top matches on both sides. Are they not?
Are you trying to tell me Eric Rowan is a top draw?
Is he in a top match? Is he in a top match in SmackDown?
That depends on how you want to
look at and Harper.
That depends on how you want to look at Roman Reigns.
And Daniel. Well, you know how I feel about Roman Reigns.
Yes, he's in the main event storyline.
But the Wyatt family has the top matches on both cards right now. So you got to give it up to, I don't know if Bray come up with all these guys or what, but the Wyatt family is the top draw, or not top draw, but top matches on both sides of the program.
We'll see how long it lasts. I don't see Rowan being around for much longer. We're gonna
Daniel Bryan is still with those guys.
We're going to talk about that here in a minute. This has been played out before. This whole Reigns, Daniel Bryan, Rowan, Harper.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you exactly when it was played out.
I hear it. I love it.
I'll tell you exactly.
Bring it.
So you had the show went off the air with the Fiend taking out Braun Strowman, and then Seth Rollins kind of cowarding.
Yes.
Scared, afraid, selling, if you will, in the corner. And that's how Monday Night Raw ended. Overall, you give Raw thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
I agree. There was a women's match with Sasha and Nikki Cross. Pretty good match. It's too long, though. It's a long match, but it was a good match.
Now, you saw the exchange between Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt after the match, right, on Twitter.
No, I have not seen that.
Where Bray apologized and said, look, my brother, I know I brought you in, blah, blah, blah. I apologize for what I had to do. And then Strowman comes back with, oh, my old friend, you don't know what you've started.
Oh.
I'm not the same boy you found all those years ago. And Bray's reply is, neither am I. Stay away from me, please.
Please.
And so you see the next feud, it looks like they could start up.
Maybe so. If Bray does win the championship at Hell in a Cell next weekend, since he took out Braun here, that could be a natural progression to go from Seth to Braun. So we'll see what happens. Tuesday night SmackDown. There are two things we want to talk about Tuesday night SmackDown. Number one, we just mentioned it, the Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, Rowan, and Harper saga.
Right.
Here's what's happening.
Talk to me.
Here's what's happening.
Let's hear it.
You've got Daniel Bryan upset at Rowan.
Right.
You got Harper coming alongside Rowan to help him out. You got Daniel Bryan now tag teaming, challenging Rowan and Harper to a tag team match with Roman Reigns. I've seen this game before.
Absolutely. How many times do we want to go through it?
I'm going to tell you the best one.
All right, tell me your best one.
The year was 1995.
Okay.
In the fall of 95.
I like it.
Nitro had just started airing, just premiered in the fall of 95.
Yep.
Lex Luger just made his big return on the very first Monday Night Nitro.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan was there. Sting was there. Flair and Arn Anderson was there. Flair and Arn Anderson lost a Clash of the Champions match against Vader. 2-on-1 handicap match. They lost.
Okay.
Flair blamed Arn Anderson for the loss.
Yep.
It's your fault we lost. Arn Anderson didn't like it. They started pushing each other. Clash of the Champions. Fall of 95. That led to, oh my gosh, I just forgot it. Shoot. Whatever the, dadgum. I'm such an idiot. I should have wrote this down. There was a pay-per-view after that.
Yep.
That led to Flair and Arn Anderson one-on-one for the first time ever. It wasn't World War III because Halloween Havoc, World War III. What's before Halloween Havoc? It may have been Fall Brawl.
Yeah.
May have been Fall Brawl. I can't remember for sure. Anyway, somebody correct me. Send us a tweet. Let us know when Flair and Arn Anderson had their first match on WCW pay-per-view. But, so they had a match. Arn Anderson won the match with a little help from Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman come up, kick Flair in the back of the head.
Yep.
Arn Anderson won the match. So now it's 2-on-1. You got Arn and Pillman going up against Flair. Flair needs a friend.
Right.
Who's he turned to? The Icon, Sting. For weeks, he went out begging Sting to be his tag team partner. Sting said, I ain't going to do it. I don't trust you. I ain't going to do it. Flair even got some little kids he brought in the ring with their face painted like Sting. Said, Sting, I need you. I signed us up for a tag team match tonight on Nitro. I need you tonight to go against Pillman and Arn Anderson. Sting said, all right, I'm in. I'm in. He said, but if you do me wrong, I'm going to leave you for dead, Sting said.
Yeah, I like it.
So Flair, I'm doing air quotes here. Y'all can't see me. Got beat up in the back before the match. So Sting come out and wrestled Pillman and Arn Anderson 2-on-1. That led to Halloween Havoc. Halloween Havoc. 1995, one of the worst pay-per-views in the history of pay-per-views. This is the same pay-per-view that Hogan and the Giant locked up their monster trucks and had a monster truck deal
on top of the roof.
And the Giant fell off the top of the roof and then come back and win the championship that night. Completely different story. So you got Flair once again beaten up in the back. You got Sting came out to the ring to take on Pillman and Arn Anderson together. Sting's out there doing his deal, fighting as best he could fight. Then here comes Flair running out, still had his dress pants on, took his dress shirt off, his head was bandaged up. He come in, calling for Sting to make the tag. Sting kept trying to fight to make the tag. Arn Anderson and Pillman would cut him off until finally Sting fought him off enough, and Sting jumped and made the tag to Ric Flair. Flair comes in the ring. The Detroit crowd was going crazy. I was going crazy because I loved it. Flair's getting his revenge on Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman. Flair comes in, does a little strut, hits the ropes one time, punches Sting in the face.
I love it. How many times did that happen to Sting, though?
Several.
Yes.
Several.
See, mine goes back to Flair fighting the Russians.
Uh-huh.
And he kept asking Dusty Rhodes, be my partner. Be my partner. He never would.
Yep.
So Flair is fighting Nikita in the steel cage.
Yep.
Next thing you know, they're beating Flair down.
Ivan jumps in.
Who comes in?
Dusty Rhodes.
To save him. Then who comes in? The four horsemen lock the cage and beat Dusty to a pulp. They said, Arn Anderson said, they had to stay inside the steel cage.
I've seen video.
Because the fans wanted to rip them apart.
Yeah, that's when they broke Dusty's leg.
Yeah.
That's when they had to take the rope down to get Dusty out of the ring on the stretcher. Great stuff.
But what would be the ultimate, which I'm not a Roman Reigns fan, is if somehow Roman turned on Daniel Bryan and those three big boys, which that's not going to happen.
It ain't happening.
But that would be a shocker.
Daniel, this has got backstab written all over.
Absolutely.
Daniel Bryan is going to turn on Roman Reigns at Hell in a Cell and go back with and join Eric Rowan and Luke Harper.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
I don't know if you heard it here first, but my God, you heard it here.
That's right. Hey, we're really great on predictions. I'm so good.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. The main event on SmackDown was Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. Ended up being going to be a ladder match coming up. Loser leaves town match. I love a good loser leaves town match.
Yeah.
I hope this means that Shane McMahon can get off TV for a little while, kind of goes off, does some behind-the-scenes stuff, and we don't see the best in the world.
Could it either be that, or could Kevin Owens really be going back to NXT like everybody keeps teasing with?
I think if he was going to NXT, when they're having this match, is it going to be at the pay-per-view, or is it?
It's first episode
okay,
of SmackDown.
So it's next Friday. Okay.
Because you would think if that he would be on the kickoff of the 2-hour NXT show.
Yeah, I would think if he's going to NXT, he would show up that night on the first full live 2-hour show, going head to head against AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite. So I'm hoping KO wins. We can put this thing to bed. Yes. Shane McMahon rolls off. However, if KO loses, then I do expect him to show up on NXT.
Oh, absolutely.
Sometime.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with KO and Shane McMahon. Then we had Wednesday night NXT live for 1 hour on Fox, or not Fox, excuse me, on USA.
USA.
And then 1 hour on the network. We started out, we had Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic. Did you see this match?
No, I did not.
Oh, have you ever seen these two boys wrestle?
No, I've got it. I'm going to watch it today.
You need to go back and watch it. Keith Lee is probably 350 some odd pounds.
Yep.
And that may be generous. My man does a moonsault off the top rope. He's got a name. I don't know what the name is. He does this little tope where he jumps from the ring over the top rope to the floor and spins while he does it. I don't know what it's called. However, he's a big guy, really, really good. Dominic Dijakovic.
He's a 300-pound luchador.
Yes, if you will.
I like it. Luchasaurus, be jealous.
Dijakovic, he's a big joker. He's 6'7", 6'8". He's right at 300 pounds. These are big boys that can do some little boy stuff. A really good big man fight. However, they're now tied up 1-1. Dijakovic won last weekend. Keith Lee won this week, so we should get a blow-off sometime soon.
Is this the Tully Blanchard Magnum TA Best out of
it'd
7
be nice.
Great American Bash?
Oh, it would be nice. Those two boys can go.
Half our Twitter followers don't have a clue what I just spoke about.
I know what you spoke about. Then we had what I consider the main event, and that would be Matt Riddle.
Love that
King
match.
of Bros.
Love this match.
And Killian Dane, this is their third match. A couple highlights here. Killian Dane hit 3 straight Vader bombs.
Yes.
I thought Matt Riddle was dead. However, Matt Riddle comes back, fights back like the champion he is, and wins with a Fujiwara armbar.
The thing is,
what kind of armbar was that?
Matt Riddle's hair.
What kind of armbar?
Fujiyama.
No, that's not right.
Matt Riddle's hair won the match.
I love Matt Riddle.
When he slung him with the kendo stick, and the kendo stick popped back over Riddle's hair,
right.
got caught in his hair.
Yep.
That won the match right there.
It may.
Yeah.
It may.
He come back because the crowd went crazy.
So now Matt Riddle is the #1 contender for the NXT Championship, and of course the champion is Adam Cole, baby. So they will have their match next Wednesday on the first 2-hour live edition of NXT. I think they did Matt Riddle right, and here's what I mean.
Okay.
He's going up against not only Adam Cole, but he's going up against Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and Roderick Strong.
Right.
The whole Undisputed Era.
He can't lose.
I think by the fact that he fought Killian Dane, they had the big brawl last week that we talked about.
Right.
They had a heck of a beating of a match this week. He come through with the win. I think NXT, Triple H, whoever else is involved behind the scenes there, I think they're trying their best, and they're doing a good job to make Matt Riddle look like he could take out all 4 members of the Undisputed Era. And I do think he will lose Wednesday night.
Oh, I do too, but he's not going to lose clean.
Baby.
He's not going to lose clean. That's the thing.
He may not.
We'll
see.
The Undisputed Era is going to come in. It's going to be a disqualification somewhere.
Yep.
They're going to keep both guys looking strong, which I appreciate. And so the question is, they got the draft coming up. Will both of those guys still be on NXT?
Yeah, I think so.
Would this be a call-up for Adam Cole?
No, not yet.
You don't think so?
Not yet.
All right.
Not yet. Listen, the Undisputed Era has to break up before they leave.
I thought they were going to break up last week.
Yeah.
I thought my man was about to catch a beat down.
I thought Roderick was going to lose to
Velveteen
Dream, and then he would get kicked out of the group as well.
I thought the same thing.
I agree. So we'll see what happens with Matt Riddle and Adam Cole this Wednesday night, going head-to-head with AEW. What do you expect on the first head-to-head show with AEW and NXT?
Well, I mean, if you follow these guys on Twitter, it's already a battle.
Yep.
My man Chris Jericho said, I know it's UK. My man said Walter is the worst professional wrestling name ever. There are already some little barbs here and there.
Walter's good.
But in my opinion, Jericho, Eugene may be the worst WWE wrestling name ever created, and the character that goes along with it.
Repo Man.
Come on, you go put Eugene worse than that.
Okay.
Eugene is right there with Dink the Clown.
Okay.
Not Doink, but Dink.
Shark from WCW.
Terrible.
They introduced him as being from the Pacific Ocean.
I like it.
Come on, man.
I like it.
Come on,
Look,
man.
The Undertaker's from where?
Death Valley, yes.
How many people were from parts unknown?
A bunch.
So-
Ultimate Warrior being one.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. But, I mean, man, Will that follows us on Twitter.
Yes, my man.
When are you going to change the channels? I mean, seriously.
It's old school, baby.
I mean, when
Monday
are you going to
nights.
change the channels? Because on their very first night, both of them are going to bring it.
Yep, I
And,
hope so.
Omega has come out. They got stars while NXT has got developmental guys. But I'm telling you what, man.
By the way, wrestling Twitter has gone crazy over that this week.
Oh, absolutely. But, and him doing the little keyboard thing.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you what, man, these NXT guys are
they're good.
legit, man. They're legit. It's not like we're going to the Armory over here with Sean Hogan and setting a ring up and three guys from the high school putting on one mask and rotating that mask around. We're looking at it's going to be.
I'm excited.
Oh, man, DVR is already set.
Wednesday night has become the best night of the week.
Yeah.
This week.
You look at it, Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
We lost Tuesday night, but I'm fine with that.
Not SmackDown. Impact is Tuesday night on Access.
All right. Wednesday night.
Yep.
You got NXT, AEW.
Yep.
Thursday night, you got football.
Yes.
Friday night, now you got SmackDown and New Japan.
Yep.
And Saturday, you got ROH. Dude, it is a win for wrestling fans.
Go back to what I said 30 minutes ago. There has not been a better time to be a wrestling fan than today.
And on Sunday at like 12:15, you can watch MAL from Winston-Salem.
AML.
AML.
Yes.
They
AML.
got their own little syndicated show on
AML.
48, Channel 48, UPN.
We've been there.
You shook Cody Rhodes' hand there, by God.
I got in the ring. Yes,
sir.
All right.
So it's a great time.
All right. We got our number 2 Hell in a Cell match. We started last week counting down our top 3 Hell in a Cell matches. Last week was Mick Foley against Triple H in year 2000. This week we got the number 2 match. This may be the most famous Hell in a Cell match. This is also the 3rd ever Hell in a Cell match, and without a doubt the most famous. Jim Ross had the wonderful call when in 1998 from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at the King of the Ring, The Undertaker threw Mankind off the top of the cage.
Man.
He went through the announce table. Jim Ross had the amazing call. By God, it killed him. It killed him. He's dead.
He was pretty close to it.
He was close. However, go on the network. They have a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff about this match. They got this one thing deal set up where they have The Undertaker talking about the match while Mick Foley's talking about the match. It's absolutely wonderful.
Mick Foley remembers it?
A little bit. Bits and pieces. Bits and pieces.
That they had to feed his lines to
Bits
him?
and pieces. So Mick Foley starts the match out on top of the cage. Very quickly, very early in the match, Mick Foley gets thrown off the cage through the announce table. They raise the cage up so they can get the gurney in, get the stretcher in to help Mick Foley out. While the Undertaker's still on the cage. This Joker's standing on the cage while the cage is being lifted up. They bring the stretcher in. They put Mick Foley on it. He gets halfway down the aisle on the stretcher. He jumps off. He says, we're not finishing the match like this.
Yeah.
I got to go back. He climbs back up on the cage while the Undertaker is still on top of the cage.
Yeah.
They fight through for a couple minutes. Then the Undertaker goes to choke slam Mick Foley. He choke slams him. The top of the cage, the panel of the cage breaks. Mick Foley goes through the cage straight into the mat. And a steel chair that had been thrown up on top of the cage landed on his face. If Mick Foley did not die that first fall, my God, he should have died during this one.
It was crazy.
Undertaker come down. Terry Funk come out. Some officials come out, try to get Mick Foley to stop the match. He would not do it. They ended up fighting some more. They got thumbtacks, threw thumbtacks in the ring. Mick Foley went through some thumbtacks, and eventually the Undertaker got the win in the 1998 Hell in a Cell match, which is our number 2 match.
I like it.
On our Hell in a Cell countdown. Mick Foley has said since, once he got back to the back, he was talking to Mike Chioda, the referee.
Yeah.
And he asked Mike, told the referee, he said, Mike, I forgot the thumbtack spot. I forgot to go down and get the thumbtacks. We forgot the thumbtack spot. Mike said, Mick, you've got like 80 thumbtacks stuck in your back. You did it. He had no clue.
My man was in concussion protocol from bail to bail.
He had no
Here's
clue.
what happened. That's what happened to Mick Foley.
When they tried to put him on a stretcher when the match was over to get him to the back, Mick Foley has said that he asked one of the referees, he said, have I already been on a stretcher one time tonight? They said yes. He said, I could not be on a stretcher 2 times in one night. Just help me walk to the back.
And what you love about this is the guy who's now writing children's books.
Yeah, he is.
This guy is mentally knocked out, and he's writing children's books.
Yeah, he is.
That's what you love about it.
All right, we're going to end on a
Wait a minute. Before we get to that segment, I got to address something.
Go ahead.
We're talking about it's the best time to watch wrestling.
Yeah, we are.
My man Straight Edge on Twitter called me out this week and told me I was complaining because I tweeted and I said I don't like the fact that SmackDown has all these huge matches on the very first episode.
Loading up the card?
Loading up the card. My reason for that, I want to see these matches first off because they are great matches.
Yep.
But if you're a new viewer tuning in to Fox to watch SmackDown, and that is the loaded card, and the following weeks you get Kofi versus Luke Harper.
You may.
Luke Harper versus Kalisto.
You may.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, why did you oversell the product when the long race you can't keep up with it? Does that make sense?
They do it when they bring Stone Cold back.
Right, exactly.
They're doing it Monday night with Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. No question.
And, you know, that's what's got Raw in trouble. They have to keep bringing these old guys in to save their tails. Evidently, when you go to Fox Sports now, you're going to have to load every program to be just as good as your initial program, which I'm fine with.
I'm cool.
I'm fine with.
I'm cool.
I'm good with it. But can you continually do that on a week-to-week basis with injuries, vacations, going overseas, and things like that? That's why I said it's going to hurt them in the long run because you can't make a pay-per-view one night for SmackDown and then let it go to crap the next 51 weeks.
Well, we'll see. Listen, what was your boy's name?
Straight Edge.
Straight Edge. We will see. We'll get back to us around Christmas time.
Yeah.
After the first of the year.
That's no complaining. That's just facts.
And we'll see. We'll see who's right. Is it the Icon?
Oh, I'm right.
Or is it Straight Edge?
By God.
By God. Straight Edge, we may have you on the show.
Absolutely.
If you're
Come
right.
on.
So you
we're going to have you on the show.
So you can verbally lay the smack down on Patterson over here. All right, we're going to end the show. We're going to play a little game that I like to call main event, mid-card, or dark match.
Let's hear
Jam, I got 3 professional wrestlers, 3 good professional wrestlers that I'm going to tell you. You have to pick one to be the main event, one to be in the mid-card match, and one to be in the dark match.
Okay.
Now, I didn't make this as hard as I could, but I made it pretty difficult.
All right.
Are you ready? All right. Wrestler number 1, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
All right. Do I get to hear all 3?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
AJ Styles.
Yep. Number 2, Daniel Bryan.
All right.
Number 3, all the way from Kansuska, Japan, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Ooh.
You got to pick one to be in the main event match, one to be in the mid-card match, and one to be in the dark match.
Dark match is easy. Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's in my dark match.
The Yes Movement.
Yeah, and I love Daniel Bryan. I love his character right now. But according to, Shinsuke and AJ Styles, to me, are on another level than Daniel Bryan. And I like Daniel Bryan.
I don't know. Daniel Bryan's good.
He is good.
Come back from a big injury.
He's great as a heel. But mid-card, man, why couldn't these 2 guys be in the main event? Mid-card, I'm going with I'm looking at today's time. I'm looking at, like, right now.
We ain't got all day, bro.
AJ Styles is mid-card.
Oh,
match.
gosh.
AJ Styles is mid-card.
Lord.
And here's my reason.
Oh.
Here's my reason behind it. The OC, Gallows and Anderson, kind of pull AJ Styles down a little bit.
Oh, stop it.
Shinsuke is in my main event with Sami Zayn going crazy with the microphone during the match.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, I love it.
That is must-see TV.
I love it.
And that's the way that Shinsuke is main event because of Sami Zayn.
All right, Daniel Bryan, you're in the dark match.
Yeah, you'll stay there for a while.
AJ, you're curtain jerking. And Shinsuke is closing the night out in the main event.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody, let us know if you agree. Daniel Bryan dark match, AJ mid-card, Shinsuke main event. We are the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. Look us up on Twitter at Main Event Pod. Main Event Pod. Give us a follow. Send us a tweet, man. We would love to talk wrestling with you.
Absolutely.
Also, next week, we will be playing this game again. If you want us to pick, if you got 3 wrestlers that you want us to pick, main event, mid-card, or dark match, send us 3 wrestlers' names. We will pick them.
Oh, I got my 3
week.
for you for next week,
Next
big
week
man.
here on the podcast. Hey, listen, check us out on Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. Hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment on there, and we will give you a shout-out on the show. You can find us on Google Play and all those good places. I'm Michael Jernigan.
The Icon. We out.
The Main Event Wrestling Podcast. See you next week.